Hello again, I'm the steward. This is my third review. This time of Isaac Pitman's The Phonographic Reporter, or Reporter's Companion, an adaptation of phonography to verbatim reporting. Published in London, 2 shillings and 6 pence price. I believe it's 1882. So, Isaac Pitman was... Essentially, he developed a system which he called phonography. It's essentially a type of shorthand, which you can see here. So you can write a lot quicker. And this is a second book, which apparently you're supposed to buy after you've bought his original one. So after you've learned Isaac Pitman's shorthand called phonography, you are then invited to buy this book, which is supposed to prepare the reporter for verbatim reporting. At the time, they didn't have recording devices or anything, so, and if they wanted to write down what people said exactly, they would have to write it down in shorthand, because writing down in, well, regular cursive wouldn't be fast enough. They'd have to write summaries and then remember what would happen. So essentially, to promote verbatim reporting of people speaking and all that, this Isaac Pitman wrote this little sort of handbook. There's a lot of, I don't actually know how to use these, but there's a lot of sort of short forms. It's partly based on the letters, but there are a lot of abbreviations and short forms. At the start, he sort of describes why you would want to do that and how much faster it goes, and then regular writing and how many words per minute you can write, promoting all sorts of things. Yeah, and there's sort of lists of exceptions, and here are abbreviations for words and short phrases. There's a bunch of these, which I guess you have to remember. Not my cup of tea, I'd imagine. Including Church of Ireland and Church of Rome. Lots of stuff. There's theological phrases, law phrases, and there are exercises. So, you'd have the sort of typed on one side, and you'd have to write it into shorthand. This is the answer in shorthand, so you can compare yours to the thing. So essentially, what would happen is a reporter would, while a person is speaking, would sort of write this scribbly stuff on his paper. Then at night, before he was due to publish in the newspaper, he would transcribe this into typed stuff. Well, he would write it properly and then give it to the typesetter to put in the newspaper. And that's, I guess, how it worked for several decades before people started recording things on audio. And here he's has a little index. He's advertising his other books for his instruction books. He was really prolific, and I believe Isaac Pitman's was the most popular shorthand in the UK and most of Europe. In the United States, it was different shorthand, which I forgot the name of, something with a G. Aesop's Fables in the Learner's Style, Manual of Phonography, all sorts of stuff. There are some books even printed in this stuff, so you could practice your reading, just try and be quick. A Plea for Spelling Reform by Isaac Pitman. All sorts of stuff, he's advertising himself. So, theoretically, if you, get another book by this Pitman dude, learn the shorthand, you could, with some practice using the things in this sort of little book, you could theoretically learn a sort of obsolete skill, verbatim reporting, write down things really quickly. Wow. A bunch of reviews. Phonography, the invention of Mr. Isaac Pitman, is by far the most philosophical and in many important aspects the most useful system of shorthand ever devised. Yes, it is extremely philosophical. So yeah, I bought this also in Elora, a town in southern Ontario, for about $6 from an antique shop. It's a very sort of cozy place. And should you get it if you have the chance, I'd say it's not all that convenient to me because I don't have the first book in the series, the training manual for the shorthand in the first place. But if you have that, I'd add it to my collection. Even still, it's a nice book to have. I didn't regret buying it at all, though I may have overpaid. In any case, yeah, that's it for my third review.